before we get into the video, I just want to go over a few things. Everything is allegedly and fair use. Nothing is fact, just solely based commentary of my opinions and thoughts. My videos are for educational purposes only and not meant to cause harm to anyone or their brand. Remember, everything mentioned in my videos are fair use, and I'm giving commentary based on information and situations displayed publicly. That being said, Moonies, grab your tea and let's get into some things. Welcome. If you are new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I call all of my supporters my Moonies. So again, welcome. And let's just get into the video. So I came across a video of a TikTok live that King and Lena was doing, and basically Lena was questioning King about some text messages that she saw on his phone that he had deleted allegedly, and basically he was acting like he had no clue as to what she was talking about.
It was a Baton Rouge area code.
I don't know, fuck.
What do you mean you don't know?
I'm just saying it could have been anybody. I don't know. If I know, I'll
It was
see
in
this
your
person
deleted
who it is.
messages, though. But it was in your deleted messages.
Deleted messages? It's crazy.
Yeah,
Why would
she
I
said
put
you
something
never
in my
texted me
deleted
back.
messages? I never text you back. Or them back. Which one?
She said, or whoever it was, whether it was a she or he, she said you ain't never text her back.
For one, why the fuck you in my messages?
What you mean? What do you have to hide? Why are you putting it in your deleted?
I
Why are
didn't
you
put it in my
deleting
deleted.
something?
And
And it was a Baton Rouge area code. Where are your
I don't know what
phone?
you talking about. I don't even know what
What
you
do you
talking
mean? You don't? How don't you know
about. I
what
don't know
I'm
what you
talking
talking
about?
about.
It was in your deleted. How about go to your deleted messages and why don't you look? It was a Baton Rouge area code.
I don't have to do that because I know
I
who you
don't.
are.
I
So
don't have to do
if
that.
you
What do
know
you
the
mean you don't
number,
have to do
did you
that? If
call it
I'm
back?
asking
Did you
you,
call it back? Did you call it back? Did you
why
call
would
it
I
back?
have?
Now, in my opinion, I don't feel like it was real. I feel like the conversation was inappropriate to have on a live. It doesn't excuse whether King was doing what he was doing or not, because if he was texting another woman, being inappropriate or whatever the case may have been, he was 110% wrong. But at the same time, that conversation should have never been had on the live. Now, to elaborate on why I said I feel like that it was fake, is because any other time when it said that King was caught cheating or that there was a cheating scandal involving King and Lena never addresses it. She never says anything. She gets upset when other content creators or YouTubers, whoever, starts to talk about it. So for her to be having this conversation on a live on TikTok at that, I find it unbelievable. Not to mention her mannerisms and her actions and how she was talking in the video did not get serious. I feel like if your man was caught doing something he had no business doing, especially if it is as serious as you seeing text messages with him and another woman that he allegedly deleted, I would think you would take that serious and not joke about it. In my opinion, she was joking too much for me. That wouldn't have been something that I joked about. In my opinion, it just gives the views alone. They need some attention. They're not really getting any emotion. Nobody's been really talking about them. Meek been paying them dust. Meek's mother's been paying them dust. So they don't really have nothing going on. So they needed a moment to get themselves back in the algorithm and people talking about them. And so they had to get on this live and create a false narrative to get some attention. That's it. I feel like if Lena had more emotion and she had a lot going on like Meek, and not to compare it to Meek, but I'm just saying, like, if she had more going on, she probably would have more emotion. She probably would have more support. I feel like because her only entertainment or her only way of getting viewership is if Meek and King get into something, that's the reason why people don't support her. And the only reason why I say that is because the only time we really hear Lena's name being mentioned, or the only time that Lena gets some clout or she's in the algorithm, is when Meek and King are getting into it or they're having a disagreement. If they're not beefing or they're not getting into it, the situation runs dry and then there's nothing else to talk about. So she's just making up false narratives and trying to find things to make stuff about just so she can post a YouTube video or get on TikTok or whatever it is that she has going on. Honestly, I feel the same way with King. I feel like if he had something else going on other than going back and forth with the mother of his child, he would get some support. There are a lot of people on the internet. There are content creators, social media influencers that are hated, but they still get some type of support. And so they can do the same thing, but I just feel like they don't have nothing else going on but Thailand. And people are sick of hearing about y'all traveling in Thailand at this point. So let's get into this Queennaija and Clarence tea. So allegedly, Queen's sister was streaming and she made some comments about how she felt Queen was being treated at Streaming University by Gio, Dream Doll, and Clarence.
You're talking about she would have been fighting if she was here.
My sister wouldn't even had to been pressing nobody there. The itch would have already been scratched.
I think she honestly was fake tripping a little bit, but
I didn't see anything.
people kind of water on you, being disrespectful. You the little sister. Like,
She probably talking about the thing that we had with.
now she's talking about Gio.
Yeah.
She's talking about, but so what?
She probably was just a protective mode.
Still with that could ruin.
No.
In my opinion, I feel like Queen needs to address it, and it doesn't necessarily have to be public. She can address her sister behind closed doors. And I only say that because Queen's sister has a habit of speaking out on situations involving her and Clarence. And then when Clarence says something back or Clarence checked the sister and the mom, then it becomes this whole problem because they feel offended. Again, I'm not saying I'm on Dream's side. I'm not saying I'm on Clarence's side. I'm not saying I'm on Gio's side. But I feel like it's a difference when social media is speaking out against me versus when my sister is. That's when I have a problem. Because as my sister, if you have a problem with anything, you can pick up the phone and call me. I already have to deal with the mental anguish and the stress of the controversy and the things that people are saying. And I'm already trying to do damage control. And you're adding on to the bullshit that I'm already dealing with. Not only that, I hated the fact that her sister said, well, everybody else on the internet is speaking out. Why can't I? You're her fucking sister. That's why. As my sister, I expect better of you and from you. Like, you should not be on social media voicing your opinions about shit that you don't even fully know about. Now, I get her being mad at Clarence for whatever reason she wants to be mad at Clarence. But when it comes to Gio and Dream Doll, you don't even know these women to have an issue with them or to say you want to put hands on anybody. You're just speaking from what you see being posted on the internet. But she's at Streaming University where they're streaming and trying to get content and clips. And you're mad because that's exactly what they're doing. That's what they're there for. My problem with Queen is she doesn't speak up and say nothing, and she always acts ditzy and slow and like she doesn't know what's going on, in my opinion. The fact that everybody, including Clarence, knew that your sister was going in on social media, and you mean to tell me you didn't know that she was going in on social media? I was watching a clip when Clarence was telling her about it, and she was like, oh, I didn't know. That's how my sister is. She's just offended me. But at the same time, if Clarence make a video in response or he checks them behind closed doors, then he's the bad guy. Now he looks like he done something wrong because he didn't check them because you're not doing it. And now they all on social media beefing and they're not getting along because Queen is not saying anything. And again, she doesn't have to say anything on social media, but you need to check the problem. Like, your sister should not feel comfortable getting on social media voicing her opinions about shit involving you at all. You can talk about everybody else, but when it comes to family shit and when it comes to me, don't bring me up on your social medias. Like, don't do shit like that. Sometimes it come off as Queen's sister is just very immature. And I feel she's very immature because she's still young. So a lot of stuff she doesn't know how to address without making it messy. And I feel like that's where Queen's mom come in, because then Queen mom try to do damage control to stop the daughter from saying stuff, but it had already gone too far because she done already said too much shit. Like, it's just unnecessary. And then they get mad when Queen cut them off and stop talking to them. But I get why she do it, because that's the only way y'all will shut the fuck up and learn to stop getting on the internet and putting her business out there and embarrassing her. Like, it's sad to say she has to do that, but I fully agree, because if that's the only way you're going to stop getting on the internet and embarrassing me, I have to do what I have to do. I got to protect my peace and my sanity, because you're not making it no better. You're making the internet chaos and controversy 10 times worse. And I feel like the only reason why Clarence ends up looking bad when he says something is because Queen doesn't say anything. So it kind of looks like, oh, Queen's telling him shit and he coming back saying something to us, and they're not talking to us. But it's because y'all constantly get on the internet and embarrass this lady. And then y'all get mad when she shuts y'all off and she stopped talking to y'all, but y'all continue to embarrass her. And I know for a fact Queen's sister is very immature, because for you to compare your relationship with her as her sister to how other people treat her on social media is very childish of you. People are going to treat her like that on social media because they don't know Queen behind closed doors. You do, because you're her sister. So it's just certain shit that you shouldn't be doing just because that's your sister. And if you have a problem, you could have called her on the phone and addressed how you felt. And my thing is, what if Queen actually made up with these people behind closed doors or before she left Stream University and they're cool and they exchange phone numbers? You just potentially ruined a friendship that your sister had because of the comments you made on social media. Like, I don't know anymore. And I used to watch Queen and Clarence over like 10 years ago when she first met him and they had dealings. And at first I used to think Clarence was the problem when it came to the communicating. But I don't think it's Clarence. I think it's Queen, because Queen is so humble and she's so sweet. But sometimes she can act ditzy, act like she doesn't know what's going on or like she's not in the loop. And so a lot of shit just be sliding. And although Clarence doesn't get on social media and really speak on anything, I think behind closed doors, it's like, oh no, we not finna let this slide. You gonna address this shit. And so I think it gets to a point where he has to step in and address them, and then it becomes something else because they don't like the fact that he's addressing them and not her. But it's not that he's controlling her. It's just that Queen doesn't address y'all. Like, she just always acts ditzy. So then as the man in a relationship, he has to shut the shit down, because it's like, if she not gonna say nothing, well, I gotta say something, because something got to give. And then not only that, it's kids involved. Like, she has a child with him. Like, you can't be just creating chaos like that. Like, it got to be a better way to manage her sister's frustration and how she feel. Getting on social media is not the answer. But I wish Queen and Clarence the best. I hope they're able to fix it. I hope Queen is able to talk to her sister and, you know, just figure it out and put it to rest at this point. Like, I'm just hoping that she's able to get her together, because she needs to be checked at this point, because she's just doing too much. But nevertheless, let me know how y'all feel down in the comments below. I really want to know you guys' thoughts on this situation. Do you feel like Queen was wrong? Do you feel like Clarence was wrong? How do you feel about Lena and King? Please, please, please let me know down in the comments below. And with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. I also want to know what y'all think about the new layout. I kind of did like a little revamp, I guess you could say. I felt like the other one was kind of like outdated, and it kind of gave like grandma. So I wanted to revamp and like make it look more interesting and more welcoming and inviting. But let me know what y'all think.